What's going on? It's 9 a.m. and we are here, we are live, and we are in the flesh. Today, I want to talk about the most important income. The most important income is the income that you can predict. If I know I'm going to make $10,000 this month, this month, this month, and this month, versus I might make 10 this month, I might make 2 this month, I might make 5 this month, we're gonna break down the entire blueprint, the business engine blueprint to predictable income. Let's go. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm back, I'm live. This has been great, 9 a.m. It's been a little tough taking my kids to school, but you know, you make it do what it gotta do. And that's what I've been doing. So today is a really important class. Today is a class that I actually learned when I was about 21, 22 years old. I got introduced to recurring revenue. It's called continuity revenue, predictable income. But when I got introduced to it, it was called recurring revenue. And when we used to have people sign up to the sites that we were recreating at 21, they were called, are you ready to subscribe to this recurring revenue? It was very important to make that word big because recurring wasn't a thing that people were like, normalized to. Like, we didn't really understand that we had to pay for something every single month. This is when they were selling the applications like for Photoshop for $5,000 and things like that. And then people caught on, like I was ahead of my time. I'm saying it because it's me, but I was. I loved recurring revenue because I knew exactly how much I was gonna make. So if I had 1,000 people paying me $10, that was, whatever that math is. So I wanna break down 5 different gaps that is separating you from recurring revenue. And in this class, it's gonna give you everything, like I do. Just 2 things. Friday, I will be speaking with my business partner, Denise K. We will be breaking down an app I call Notion. It is probably the foundation of everything I run at this point. I just implemented it in my business about 4 months ago, but it's become the foundation of everything I do with my business. And I'm importing all my new businesses into Notion as we speak because Notion it automates everything. It makes everything, this presentation is from Notion. So it is truly a blessing, and I'm giving a free class. Just go to NotionEngine.ai and register. You're gonna see exactly what Denise taught me. She's gonna teach you guys. So it's truly, truly amazing. I'm blessed to even I don't even know how I was living all these years without it. But that, and then also on Saturday, I will be speaking live in the flesh on the AI Business Summit. Just go to MJM, AI with MJM. That's what it is, AIwithMJM.com. Go to AIwithMJM.com and get your tickets. That's also free. There's gonna be thousands and thousands of people there, so, and it's gonna be a lot of game giving, so don't miss it. It's for the next 3 or 4 days. It's like a 3-day event, so go check that out. But let's get into the business engine. Fraz, what up, kid? What up? How you doing? All right, so let's get in this presentation. Who wants predictable income? Put predictable in the chat. If you want predictable income, put predictable in the chat. If you can't spell it, it's right on the board. It's right on the board, predictable. Predictable, predictable income is the best income. It is the best income. Let's go, let's go. So a lot of times entrepreneurs, most of the time entrepreneurs, they gotta hustle. Like even their mindset would be like, yo, I got this little thing I'm doing over here. Whoa. I stop anybody that comes to me and tells me about an idea and they tell me it's a little thing. I say, you already put that blessing on that business that could be a big thing. Imagine if we started earning a legion. We was like, yeah, this is little podcast we doing. Nah, we started, it's the biggest. We were saying go back and read the tapes. We were saying the biggest from day one. It was just like, because Your mindset tells everything. And when you take that energy and put it onto somebody else and say little thing, that's how they're gonna feel. It's a little thing. It's not important. That's what you're saying. So my word of advice to you is to, when you're talking about your business, you talk about it like it's the biggest thing since sliced bread. Now, the issue is now, take away the mindset, is that we're just trying to make a dollar, right? We make a dollar, we don't keep the money in the bank, we're pulling money out our business account, we're acting as a personal account, right? The business account. And next thing you know, you just living month to month. You don't have any money in the account. Sometimes you do. It's not safe. It's not a way to live, right? Now, this is a method that I implemented in my business. Like I said, when I was like 21, 22 years old, I implemented this in my business, right? And I said, I'm gonna stop taking pictures when I get 100 people paying me $100 a month. That's because I need like 10 grand a month to live. So I was like, if I get 100 people, I got to like 160 people paying me $100 a month. And it was cool because I was able to pay my bills and I had predictable income, right? And even if you lost your predictable, if it went down, it would never go down enough amount where it would change your income that much, right? You might lose 5 people in a month. So, 5% at most. So when you build a business, it's great to have a service-based business, but you have to implement some type of predictable income inside that business. All right, so let's keep it going. These are the 5 gaps to recurring revenue, right? Offers, right? Do you want to create an offer or do you want to create an outcome? I'm gonna say that one more time. Do you want to create an offer or do you want to create an outcome? Predictable income likes outcomes. So if you want to create predictable income, recurring income, we want to create an outcome. They're going to pay you and get an outcome as they continue to pay you, right? Versus an offer where it's a one-time thing. They pay $1,000 and they get access to, say, a course. So when you're putting your offer together, you want to create what is going to be the outcome. What is it going to be the month-to-month outcome? What is it going to be the yearly outcome? Think about outcomes versus offers. Pricing, affordability versus commitment. Now, raise your hand if you have a Planet Fitness account. I don't even live in New York. I don't even know if it's Planet Fitness is in Atlanta, but I have a Planet Fitness account when I used to live in Brooklyn. I pay $12 a month. I've been paying $12 a month since 2015. I've not been to that gym since 2015. But it's just affordable, $12 a month. And it just keep going. So is it building the community am I building that community of that gym? I'm probably not, because I'm not a part of it. I'm not even in the state or the city. So commitment. Now, who's paying, let's say, the insurance, right? They're gonna make sure they drive their car. Their car note, they're gonna make sure they drive their car, right? Because it's a higher commitment. So affordability is cool, right? For income, but it's not going to give you commitment from the people that are paying you on your monthly income. So we want to make the pricing a price that people are going to commit to on a monthly basis, right? I was in this masterclass, I paid $12,000 a month. And after $12,000 a year. And after 6 months, I felt like it was very repetitive. The information was repetitive. But because I paid $12,000 a month, $12,000 a year, I kept going to every class and learning more and more, right? Trying to learn more and more. And yes, did I learn more and more? More, yes. But it was kind of redundant, but neither here. But I still stayed for the entire length of the community, the commitment, because I was paying such a high price, right? So I was still active in the community. I was still commenting. I was still asking questions because I had a commitment. My price was equal to me have to commit to this mentorship. Simple as that. All right. So we got that. Community, platform versus community, right? Now, you can have, like, you've probably signed up to courses by now because everybody has courses, right? And think about it, right? If you sign up to the course, you went, you took your classes, you may have commented once or twice, but it was no interaction with other people in that community, in that group, right? Even though it should be, because you are taking the course, they're taking a course, you both are like at the same like kind of level, you have the same kind of questions, like-minded, you want to build whatever that course is about, y'all both want to build it, you can build it together. So implementing a community inside of something like that, that's where you get the community. Now, a lot of times we have platforms like Kajabi, they have a cool platform for courses, but the community is still, it still lacks that connection, right? So picking the right platform and implementing a community, and the leadership in that community has to be on 100. Coaching, motivation versus systems, right? I am not going to be able to run 5 businesses, run my own stuff, do everything I'm doing, be a dad, be a husband, if I don't have any systems, right? If you do not create systems and implement systems for you and your members and your community and your people that's working with you, your team members, then there's no way that is going to be a sufficient amount of momentum that you're going to get in your community or grow your community if you continue to run without systems. You can be the what's his name? Eric Thomas. You can be the Eric Thomas all day, but if you don't apply the motivation with the systems, there is no community that's going to be had. Y'all got me on that one? And pipeline, content to cash. This is the most important thing because this is going to grow your community. The more content you put out, the more cash you're going to make, right? I'm gonna break this down and breaking down these 5 gaps, but you start with the content and we get all the way to the cash, but we don't have to sell not one thing. You're gonna see how we do this. Not selling not one thing. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, the offer trap. Like I said, the biggest mistake is selling courses, wait, hold on 1 second. The biggest mistake is selling courses, just selling memberships and putting products. That is not going to help you build that community, right? That is not going to help people stay into your community. How do we fix this? Solving ongoing problems. That's why weekly calls are really, really important. Answering questions, being available, having a Telegram group, right? Having a chat where people can ask real-time questions, or having a message platform inside your website. There are platforms that have that. Another thing is monthly progress. This is something that I started to do with my members. I started to, when we start the call, I want them to tell me one win they had in the last week or two, right? That was the first thing, right? Why do I do that? Because it motivates everyone else. It makes them seem like a real person. If they could do it, then you could do it. Like if I see my man over there made $1,000 last month, oh, I can make $1,000 a month. That is building that community. Those are the things you need to build a community, right? The golden rule is if the problem ends, the subscription ends. So we got to continue to create solutions for all the problems. You got it? Or the subscription ends. We don't want that to happen. So we get bigger problems. That's what you do. You get bigger and bigger problems. All right, the pricing paradox. Low prices create low commitment. Remember I talked about the Planet Fitness thing. And if you're gonna if you're gonna charge a low amount, it's going to not have, people are not gonna be committed to your community. Simple as that. The higher you charge, which in this photo, $500 to $2,000, that's where people are going to be committed. My mentorship is $10,000 a year, right? What does that break down to? About $700, $800 a month. People that sign up to my business engine, they are going to be committed to be there because they've paid a price that they're going to commit to. It's a commitment. And they know they want to build their business, they want to grow their business. And that's the thing. with building business, you want to have people inside that community that really want to build their business, right? You don't want people to just be coming in and not hold themselves accountable, hold other people accountable. You want people to hold everyone accountable, because having 1,000 people at $11 is kind of cool, right? But it's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of issues, a lot of problems, versus having 100 people at 1,000 people. Now you can manage that community much more efficiently, and you can get more wins, and like you can really dial in and build that community. That's why they created something called cohorts. And cohorts where you take a certain amount of people and you grow them all together, and they kind of stay on like the same page. But we building these communities. Number 3, community philosophy. Philosophy, whatever that word is. The platform is not community. Don't judge me on my English. Judge me on my genius. Don't judge me on my English. Judge me on my English. A community requires leadership. This is probably the biggest bottleneck, because the leader of that community is so busy creating for the community that they can't lead the community. I'm gonna say that one more time. The person that's creating for the community is so busy creating for the community, they can't lead the community. Now, this is why leadership is so important, because as you build this community up, what's gonna happen is you're gonna realize that all the people in the community have the shared enemy. They have the shared problem that they're fighting. They are, in my case, they want to build their business. They want to 10x their business. They're tired of making $100,000 a month. They want to make $1 million a month. They're tired of making $10,000 a month. They want to make $20,000 a month. Whatever the case may be, they have a shared problem. So now they start working together. They start talking amongst each other. They start doing events together. They become a community, right, on their own. But leadership is the most important thing to create the morale of that community. Shared language, frameworks, and technology. The technology, how can I say this? So you have an Android, you have an iPhone. The Android is really, really good. It could do a lot of things, right? But it's the simplicity of it is not too great. Versus an iPhone, it's very simple. It's very easy to follow. It's digestible. You want to have everything that's in that community that is digestible and simple for everyone. You don't want something to be so far-fetched that it goes over people's heads, because then you lose their attention, and then you lose their commitment, and then you lose that community. Got it? And share progress. Like I said, weekly wins is really important. It helps the community grow. It helps people build together. It inspires other people in the community. So if you do have a community now, on your calls, ask people, like, bring them up and say, what's your win this week? What's your win this month? Just ask them and get them. And people love speaking about themselves. It encourages them. That's another way to encourage them and excite them. So I'm telling you, it works. Everything I'm saying works. I do it all the time. Come to business end, you'll see. Gap 4, the coaching error. Coaching without the system is just therapy, right? So in my chat to close framework, when you follow me, I have people that are gonna contact you. And the first thing they're gonna say is, are you here for the content? Are you here to looking to grow your business, right? Why am I asking that? I'm asking because I'm trying to see what's the purpose of you following me, like, right? I'm posting, I have great content, or you see that I build businesses, you want to build your business. Now, if they say they build their business, then I'm going to go into diagnosis, right? I'm trying to diagnose the issue, what you're having, right? Now, the issue is that people stay there, right? They stay at the diagnostics part, and they don't solve a problem. They don't prescribe the problem. Now, in that chat to close framework, I'm diagnosing the problem in that chat, so I can see if I have a prescription to fill that diagnosis. Now, if I don't, I won't even offer you the business engine. If you just started out, if you don't have any income, if you're not making any money, you don't have any customers, there's no time, like you're not ready for the business engine. So I'm going to give you a couple of free frameworks to start, some basic frameworks that you can start your business with and let you go, right? And once you get to a point of level of success, you're like, wait, this guy gave me all these things for free and I was able to make thousands of dollars. I gotta try his business engine now because this is crazy. And then it will come, right? But you don't have to catch a fish every like second, right? That fish, you can kind of feed it and it'll come back around, and then that's when you can catch it, a little later. But a lot of times people, like coaches, are not prescribing a problem for the people's problems. And when that happens, you get drop off, right? And and when that happens, you get drop off, you don't get commitment, you lose the attention of the people. And don't get into a point where you are just talking about everyone's issues in your group mentorship. If you have a group call or something, don't get to a point where you're just talking about everyone's problems and you become a therapist, and that you're not able to have a system where you're solving issues of those problems. But you have to prescribe solutions for the people in your community's problems. And then you want them to get to a point where they have bigger problems, so they continue to be in the membership. So your $1,000 problems is here, but your $100,000 problems are here, right? So you want to get them to the $100,000 problems. I love the $1 million problems, you know what I'm saying? So you want to prescribe solutions for people. All right, y'all with me? Put yes in the chat if you're with me. I've been talking a lot. I forgot about to come back to y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. All right, the fifth and final gap. This is what I call selling without selling. You stop chasing likes and build a pipeline. Too many times, people are focused on likes, people are focused on views, people are focused on subscribers. I got how many people in here, right? I could have 100 people, I have 10 people in here. Don't focus on that. Focus on the system. Focus on the outcome. I know what the outcome is, right? So the first thing we want to do is educate people. Educate and entertain. I like to call it educate and entertain with free content, solving specific problems with your content. That's what you're doing, right? As you do that, you're going to create a lead magnet. I have a lead magnet. If you want to download this PDF, you go down, click the link below, and you can download the PDF, right? I'm gonna give you templates, I'm gonna give you checklists, I'm gonna give you everything in this lead magnet about what this course is about, this class is about, right? So now I capture your information. So I'm educating you for free, I'm capturing information for free, and now I'm gonna nurture you with emails, right? I'm gonna build trust, I'm gonna give you more free content. I'm gonna give you more free resources. I'm gonna continue to add value until a point where you're ready to take the next step and join the community. And that's when I invite you to the community. I let you know that it's available. A lot of times people are selling and they never let people know that it's even available. And that's what I'm gonna do and invite you. So I educated you, I captured your information, I nurtured you through emails and texts or whatever, and then I simply invited you just to join the community. So this is a 7 or 10 day process, right? But with this process, they might not take the invite in these 10 days, right? But as they continue to build trust, maybe a month down the line, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, they'll eventually come to your community. And the cool thing about this is the longer you do this, the longer you build your pipeline. And as you build your pipeline, it just starts to become on autopilot. So that is the 5 gaps of the predictable income. The pipeline in action, the credit score model, right? Social posts. This is an example of what it would look like. So this is giving you an example of exactly how I would do it. How I got an 800 credit score, right? Boom. I talk about how I got a 800 credit score. right? Download my 5-step template. This is a 5-step template to get an 800 credit score. Why I want an 800 credit score? Why wouldn't I download it? I got the lead magnet. Email, success stories. Talk about all your wins from your past clients or your past members. Oh, I want that to be me. That's what I'm thinking. I want that to be me, right? And then boom, join the 800 plus credit score community. Look, I never sold not once. Never sold. Look, you never had to sell. You simply kept the pipeline moving from education to subscription. Simple as that. Damn, that's good. And this is the funnel. Content, like I said, content, free value, trust, membership, 100 to 500, coaching, which I don't do anymore. I don't do the one-on-ones and nothing like that, but you get $500 to $2,000 a month, and then community, the high engagement shared problems. The community is so great. You know why it's so great to build a community? But let me just show you this last side. I want this to be up here. If you're ready to build your engine, come to the business engine. Let's go. Yeah, we popping over here, you know what I'm saying? But listen, this is what I wanted to say about this. There's no InvestFest without EYL University. EYL University has enabled us to grow so many different businesses. They are committed to us. They are down for us. Anything that we do, they always support us, right? Because they are us, right? So how valuable are we without EYL University? We're not valuable at all. We have hundreds of thousands of views on all of our content because they come and watch, they support. We have an army of people that are down for us, that ride with us, right? Once you can create something so valuable like a community, your income will never be unpredictable ever again. This is the moment where you stop the hustle, you stop the scarcity, the anxiety. Everything changes once you have an income that you know what it is. And on top of that, your multiplier, if you decide to sell that community, your multiplier is 10, 12, 13x versus unpredictable income. So my word to you is, whatever you're doing, create some type of predictable income inside of your company, because that's what's going to change your life, your family's life, and everyone around you's life. That's what I got for y'all today. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Later.